Start. Next is the sample question paper 2. What type of lens is used to cure astigmatism? New name, right? We all learned about the 3 defects. What are 3 defects they are having? Myopia, hypermetropia, and another one it is presbyopia. And one more common defect that is there, that is called as astigmatism. Clear? So first we'll neglect what are the options are there. Concave is there. Concave is used to cure a myopia or hypermetropia? Myopia. Convex? Hypermetropia. So these two it won't even come. So the remaining 2 options are there. One either it is biconcave lens and another one it is cylindrical lens. So what type of lens we are going to use over here? It is called as cylindrical lens. So then what is meant by astigmatism in the sense the person who is suffering from astigmatism will have the same defect what a myopic person is having. Clear? The same defect what a myopic person will be having, these persons also will be having the same, but the curvature of the eye lens alone will modify from one lens to the another lens. If a person is having myopia means in the 2 lens the modifying curvature will be same, but over here the curvature of the eye lens will vary from one lens to the another lens. That type of defect only will be calling it as the astigmatism. Next, one of the question based upon this also they asked another one important 1 mark also. What are the 4 common refractive index defect they are having? These are the 4. We all know the 3 alone. But astigmatism also is the 4th defect what a person will suffer. The astigmatism is here the condition. The curvature of our eye lens will vary from one lens to the another lens. That is the answer. Next, question number 14. In the context of human eye, what is the term for the black opening? Opening in the sense a small hole will be there between one dark muscular diaphragm. What is the name they are asking? So the option they said it as ciliary muscles, iris, cornea, pupil. What is the answer? Pupil. So if you are seeing our eye, the part what we can able to see, that is called as sclera. It will be white in color. Clear? And in the middle there will be a patch like structure will be there, that will be calling it as iris, and in that middle one small hole like structure will be there. So this part they will be saying it as pupil, and this part will be calling it as iris, and this part will be calling it as sclera. So in this what they are saying, what is the term for the black openings? That means in that black there is a small opening is there, and what is the name? That name is called as the pupil. So here ciliary muscles is there. How they will be asking for a ciliary muscle? Suppose if they are going to ask a question. For iris, the pupil they said it as black opening. If it is for a ciliary muscles means how the question will be there. What is the term for the part which helps to change the focal length. For iris means the part which controls the amount of light. For cornea means through which part the light enter into the eye. So based upon the question, even we need to answer. Clear? Next. So read the assertion. A virtual image can be photographed. Virtual image means we all know that the point where the two reflected rays or refracted rays are appears to meet. So there will be getting a virtual image. That image can be photographed, they are saying. Is it true or false? Think and then answer. Clear? Just assume you are standing in front of a plane mirror and then your image will be formed over here. So this is going to be the object A, B, and this will be our image A dash, B dash. What mirror it is? Plane mirror. So the image which is formed by the plane mirror is going to be virtual. Just assume you brought a new iPhone. Clear? In order to show to the other people, what do people will do? You'll be taking a snap and then you'll be posting the social media, right? How many of you did this one? Not only iPhone alone, even if you are buying a new mobile also, we'll be doing that activity. That means I got a new mobile. Like this, we'll be just taking a photo of this image. That is the question assertion what is said. A virtual image can be photographed. That means we can able to capture this image or not? Yes, we can capture. Next, that means we can conclude that assertion is true. Now, go to the reason. Only real objects are photographed. False. The reason here itself is there. What type of image we captured? Virtual. Clear? That means reason it is a false because they said it as only real objects are photographed. So this is a false statement. Clear? Then what will be your answer? Assertion is true, but reason is false. A, B or C or D? C. Option C. Next. So the concept is based upon the Snell's law. So before reading the question itself, first we'll write the Snell's law formula. So what is the Snell's law formula? Sin I by sin R will be equal to constant. That constant term only will be calling it as the refractive index. So in the question what is said? Sunlight enters the water at an angle of 30 degree. That means the angle of incidence, entering in the sense it is going to be the incident ray. Angle of incidence is equal to 30 degrees. If the water has a refractive index, so the n is equal to 1.33, what is the, then find the angle of refraction, angle of refraction we need to find. So already we wrote the formula. So what is the formula? N is equal to sin I by sin R. So which one you are going to find? We are going to find R only. So take this one to the other side. So this one will come over here. So sin R will be equal to sin I by n. So sin R is equal to what? Sin, what is the value of I over here? 30. by, what is the value of n? 1.33. What is the value of sine 30? 1 by 2. The whole divided by 1.33 is it. So this one is looking like a by b by c. For c there is no denominator. We'll write like this: a by b by c by d is it. How we can rearrange? A by b, while this term is going to the numerator, it will become as d by c. Here for c there is no denominator. Let us take it as assume it as 1. So the same method we got. Instead of a, what you are having? 1. 1 by. Instead of b, what is in? 2. 1 by 2 into. Instead of d, what is in? 1. Instead of c, 1.33. 1 into 1, 1. 2 into 1.33, 2.66. So that means sine r is equal to 1 divided by 2.66. What is the answer? 0.375. So you can just write it as sin r is equal to 0.38, because 7 is there, while you are rounding off it will become as 8. Either I need sin r or I will need only r alone. R alone. So if you need r alone means here sin will be there in the multiplication, while coming to the other side we will be writing it as 1 by sin of 0.38, or you can write it as r is equal to sin inverse of, why? Because while the sign is coming to the numerator, it will become as minus sin inverse of 0.38. This will be our answer. Clear? Next. Question number 25. Mention under what condition will the charge can move in a conductor. So generally when a charge will move, the flow of charge will be calling it as electric current. When the charges will move, they are asking. So when the charge will be moving means whenever we are giving a potential difference. If there is no potential difference, the charges won't flow in a specific direction. If you are giving the potential difference, by that time only the charge will move from one end of the conductor towards the another end. That means when the charge will move, when there is a potential difference is there in the circuit, by that time only the charges is going to move in a conductor. And then name the device which is used to maintain the condition in the sense the potential difference. Which device helps to maintain the potential difference over here? A cell or battery. Clear? So what is the first one answer? Under what condition the charges will flow? Whenever there is a potential difference is there. And name the device which is used to maintain this condition in a circuit means the device what you are going to use over here, it is cell or battery. Next question, our option is in your class electricity chapter you learnt about potential and potential difference. Nearly both the meaning are same. In both the cases we are going to do the in the sense the battery or the cell. So the amount of work is done to move a charge. Clear? If you are saying, if you are going to move a charge from infinity to a specific point, from any one point to a specific point means by that time we will be using the term called as potential. Same as it is, the amount of work is done to move a charge from one point to another point in a circuit. That term will be calling it as the potential difference. So here the one of the important word we need to use over here for both the statement, against electric force. This word we need to use it at the last. Clear? So how we are going to write the potential? The amount of work is done to move a charge from a infinity to a specific point against the electric force is called as potential. The same as it is, the amount of work is done to move a charge from one point to another point against electric force is called as potential difference. And next to what they are asking, I think that is the question they asked remaining. So and then unit, if they are asking, means what will be the unit for both the condition? Both it is going to have volt. And what is the device we are using in order to measure the potential? Voltmeter. Sorry, the question is, why some people struggle to see the nearby things clearly? Nearby things clearly means they can't able to see that object. Clear? That means he is having a certain amount of defect. So if a person cannot able to see a nearby object, means what type of defect he is suffering from? He is suffering from the defect called as hypermetropia. So we learned about the myopia, hypermetropia, and another one, it is the presbyopia. Hypermetropia means the person they cannot able to see the nearby object. So we name the defect over here. So what type of defect the person is suffering from? So the defect it is hypermetropia. Next, reason. So what is the reason behind it? Reason in the sense of why it is caused over there. We need to write the causes. So what are the causes of hypermetropia? The first one is shortening of eyeball. Compared to the normal size, the eyeball will become smaller. We all know the normal size of an eyeball. Eyeball, it will be in a form of 2.5 millimeter. Sorry. 2.5 centimeter or 25 millimeter. Clear? If it is lesser than that, that means lesser than 25 millimeter. So by that time the person will suffer from the defect called as the hypermetropia. So this is the first cause. And the second cause it is the focal length will get increased. So why the focal length is getting increased means the curvature of our eye lens will become thin. So due to that the focal length will get increased, and over here the image will be formed whenever the light rays is coming from the nearby object. After refraction, the image will be formed behind the retina. So this is the causes for the reason behind it. And draw the ray diagram. An eye with the common vision problem, that means the defect is just drawn over here. That means the person they cannot able to see the nearby object. So if they are going to see the nearby object, due to the curvature of the eye lens, the light rays will fall behind the retina for them. So another one question they asked, how it is corrected by using a suitable optical device. So what type of optical device you are going to use? Concave or convex? Convex lens. Concave lens is used to cure myopia. So that diagram you need to draw. So convex lens means we all know that the refracting surface is curved outwards. So take the incident ray from the nearby object. So here we are using the convex lens. So convex lens, we need to make the light rays to get diverged. Again the light rays entering into our eye lens. While it is coming out of the lens, again it must want to get diverged and then it must want to fall on the retina. Clear? Okay. Yes. A circuit contains 3 resistors. Totally how many resistors are here? 3 is there. So for a convenience, let us write it as R1, R2 and R3. One is having of 2 ohm. So the 2 ohm resistor, and other 2 is having a resistance of 4 ohm. So this is the first half of the question. The 4 ohm resistors are connected in parallel. These two are connected in a form of parallel. So what is meant by parallel combination? When the resistors are connected to a common point is called as parallel combination. Let us write it as R2 and this one as R3. And the combination, this combination is connected in a form of series with the resistor of 2 ohm. That means R1 is going to be 2 ohm, which is connected to a battery of a potential difference of V is equal to 10 volt. So this is the question what they gave. So the 2 resistors are connected in a form of parallel. That means 2 4 ohm resistors are in parallel. Along with that combination, R1 is in a form of series. Now we need what we need to calculate over here. So we need to find the current. So what is the Ohm's law formula? V is equal to I into R. So I is equal to V by R. V value directly it is given as 10 volt, but R it is in a form of fragmented like this. So we need to find what is the net resistance. In order to calculate the net resistance, first observe the circuit carefully. These 2 resistors are in parallel. Along with that, this one is in a form of series. So first we need to complete the net resistance for the parallel. So what is the formula for parallel combination? 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. The respective name what we provided, we need to use that one. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by, what is the value of R2? 4 plus 1 by R3? 4. We should not consider this resistor right now. Why? Because these 2 only are in parallel. So now substitute over there. 1 by Rp is equal to, common denominator is going to be 4. Add the numerator alone. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. So therefore Rp is equal to 4 by 2. So 1 2s are 2 2s are. So the net resistance is going to be Rp is equal to 2 ohm. So these 2 resistors are combined together and formed into a single resistor, that is Rp. Rp is equal to 2 ohm. Along with this resistor, one more resistor are there in series. That one is R1 is equal to 2 ohm. Now observe the figure, either it is in series or in parallel. Series. So what is the formula to calculate series combination? Rs equal to R1 plus Rp. So R is equal to, what is the value of R1 it is given? 2. What is the value of Rp we calculated? 2. So R is equal to 2 plus 2 is going to be 4 ohm. Now we got the value of Rs net resistance also. So substitute in that formula. So I is equal to, what is the value of V? 10 by 4. Simplify, 2 2s are 4, 5 2s are 10. So 5 by 2 is in. So I is equal to 5 by 2 answer it is 2.5 ampere. So how much amount of current is passing through the circuit? 2.5 ampere. First we need to simplify this one and then only need to add this along with it. Let's read the question. You are standing in a parking lot and you notice a convex mirror is installed on a wall near the entrance. The mirror is used to help the driver see around the blind corner. The object in front of the mirror is a parked car. If it is in front of the parked car means either the object will be at infinity or it will be between infinity and pole. Between infinity and pole. That means this represents either it is a first position or the second position. Second position diagram, based upon that only the question is asked. So in that they are asking the first question, identify the principal axis and the principal focus. So what mirror it is? The mirror is called as the convex. So what is meant by convex mirror? When the reflecting surface is curved inwards or outwards? Outwards. Clear. And this point will be calling it as pole, focus, center of curvature. So now in the question what they are asking, principal axis. So what is meant by principal axis? It is an imaginary line which passes through the center of mirror by joining pole and center of curvature is called as principal axis. So now we wrote about the principal axis. Next we need to say about the principal focus. In order to determine the principal focus, we are going to take the incident ray which is coming from the infinity. So already we said the nature of the mirror, it is convex. Either it will do converging action or diverging action. Diverging action. So the reflected rays will start to get diverged like this. So let us take it as this is R1 and this one is R2. Whether there is any possibility there for R1 or R2 to actually meet? No. So what we will be doing? We will be considering them as a imaginary and will make them to meet at one specific point, and that point only will be calling it as the focus. Since it is meeting on the principal axis, this focus we can also call it as principal focus. So this is answer for the first question. Mention the characteristics of the image such as its orientation and its size. Orientation in the sense either the image is going to be erect or it is going to be inverted. So first erect image means this represents the nature of the image is virtual. Next inverted means that represents the nature of the image is real. Convex mirror we all know that always it will produce only virtual image. That means based upon this condition the orientation either it will be erect or inverted. Erect. Erect you can also call it as upright. So first we completed. Next they are asking about the size. So size it is going to be in a form of diminished. Next, if the convex mirror is placed with a concave mirror of same focal length. So instead of using a convex mirror, we are using a concave for a side parking mirror like this means what will happen over there? That's the question they are asked. Convex we said that it will produce only virtual image. Suppose if I am replacing that convex by using a concave, what will happen by that time? They are asking. So based upon the position of object, for one case the image it will be real. For another case, the image it will be virtual. And then if the object is far away means it will be diminished. If it is coming near to the mirror means the image will get enlarged. So like this, the position and nature of the image it will get changed over there. That is the thing they asked over there. Next, how does the refraction takes place in the atmosphere? So what is meant by atmospheric refraction they asked. So the refraction which is taking place in our atmosphere due to the change in refractive index is called as atmospheric refraction. Yeah. So this is what you are going to write about the atmospheric refraction. And second question what they are asking, why does stars twinkle but planets not? So first let us say why the stars are twinkling. So the reason it is, stars are considered as the point sized source of light, whereas planets are considered as the extended sources of light. Whereas here the amount of light which is entering into our eye will varies, whereas here the average amount of light which is entering into our eye will become as 0. So this is the reason the planets are not twinkling whereas the stars are twinkling. So the next question, explain the structure and the function of the human eye, how we are able to see the nearby as well as the distant object. So first let us write the structure of an human eye. So what is the shape of an human eye? The shape of the human eye is going to be roughly spherical in shape, clear. And then regarding the diameter, sir, what is the diameter of your human eye? The diameter of the human eye is going to be 25 millimeter, or we can write it as 2.5 centimeter. So this is about the structure. And the function, what is the function of human eye? For what purpose we are using this one? Sir, in order to see the objects which is present in front of us. Clear. And then next question what they are asking, how we are able to see the nearby as well as the far away object, based upon what condition question it is? Ciliary muscles. That same condition we need to write. So when we are going to see a nearby object, the ciliary muscles will be in a state of contracted state, and due to that the focal length will get decreased, and this enables us to see the nearby object. And when we are going to see a far away object, the ciliary muscles will be in a state of a relaxed state, and due to that the focal length will get increased. And we need to write about the curvature also. Here the curvature of the eye lens will become thick, whereas here the curvature of the eye lens will become thin. So due to that only the focal length will get increased as well as the focal length will get decreased. Next, when do we consider a person to be myopic or hypermetropic? First let us write what is meant by myopic. When we will consider a person is having myopic, he can able to see nearby objects but he cannot see far away object. So by that time we can say that the person is suffering from myopic eye. And hypermetropic means the same as it is but just opposite. They can able to see far away object but cannot see nearby object. Clear? So this is how we are going to confirm that either a person is suffering from myopia or the person is suffering from hypermetropia. Myopia means they can able to see the nearby object, cannot see the far away object. Hypermetropia means they can able to see the far away object but they cannot able to see the nearby object. Next, explain using a ray diagram how the defect associated with myopia and hypermetropia can be corrected. That means corrective diagram you need to draw over here. In order to correct myopia, what type of lens we are going to use? Concave or convex? Concave. First draw the diagram like this. Which defect they are having, for correcting that one only you need to draw the ray diagram. Clear? For myopic person, what defect they are having? They cannot able to see the far away object. That means we need to take the incident rays coming from the infinity. So for correcting myopia, what type of lens you are going to use over here? Concave. And for correcting hypermetropia, what type of lens you are going to use over here? Convex. So now take the incident ray which is coming from the infinity. Concave lens, we all know that it will do the diverging action. So make the light rays to get diverged and then it will enter into our eye lens. So once again the light rays will get converged and then it will fall on the retina. So this is how we are going to draw the myopic eye. And if it is for a hypermetropic eye, they cannot able to see the nearby object. So take the light rays which is coming from the infinity, nearby, and then since here convex lens is there, make the light rays to converge and enter into the eye lens. Again convex lens is there, so again the light rays will get converged and then it will fall on the retina. So this is how we are going to draw the diagram for the myopic eye and the hypermetropic eye. Okay. Yes. Now read the question. Electrical resistivity refers to the inherent property of a material that quantifies its opposition to the current flow of an electric circuit. It is defined as the electrical resistance exhibited by a specimen of the material with a length and a unit area of cross section. That means they are saying about the formula. So what is the formula to calculate resistivity? Rho is equal to R into A by L. That's what they said over here. Opposition over here means it represents it is the resistance of the conducting material per unit length and in a unit area of cross section. Over this parameter provides insight into how effectively or ineffectively a conductor allows the passage of electrical current. Below you find a table displaying the resistivity of values for 4 different materials are there. So what are the 4 materials they used over here? Aluminium, copper, gold and then nichrome. In these 4, which one is considered as the metals and which is considered as the alloy? Out of these 4, which one is alloy? Say that. Aluminium is an alloy. Super. Nichrome is an alloy, whereas the remaining 2 or 3 are metals. Aluminium is an alloy. Nichrome is a combination of nickel, chromium. Okay. That means when two metals are combined together, that's what we'll be calling it as the alloys. Now read the question. Among the given material, which is the better conductor of electricity? So, which material will be going to act as a better conductor of electricity means the material which is having less resistance. The reason it is V is equal to I into R means R is equal to V by I. That means if resistance is low means the flow of current will be more. Likewise, which material is having less resistivity, that material only is going to have less resistance. We will just prove that one. R is equal to rho L by A. If length and area valid is 1 means R is equal to rho into 1 by 1 means R will be equal to rho. That means we got this condition over here. Now look at the table. In that given table, which one is having low resistivity? Copper. Yes. That means what will be your answer? Copper. Copper. Copper is the low resistivity. Next, what they are asking, write the SI unit of resistivity. We need to write the unit for this quantity. What is the SI unit? Ohm meter. So, if you are having any confusion in that means, just write like this: rho is equal to R into A by L. The unit of resistance is ohm, unit of area is meter square, and unit of length is meter. Meter and square will cancel each other. So, rho is equal to remaining what is in ohm meter alone will be there. That means what is the unit of resistivity? The unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Next, what are the two reasons for the prevalent use of nichrome wires in a electric heating device? The same question what I discussed in the sample question paper 1, but they asked in a different manner. So, the first question they asked, why heating element are made up of alloys? Clear? The same as it is. Here nichrome is an alloy. Instead of using the word alloy, that indirectly they said it as a material name. So, what is the reason? The first reason it is alloys does not oxidize. And second reason it is alloys are having high melting point. And third reason also we can give, the resistivity of alloy will be high. Reason, in this given values, that means in the table, which one is having more resistivity? Nichrome. So, for this only it is having the more resistivity, that means the resistivity of alloy also is going to be high. In this two only are going to give, that is the first reason and second reason. Now, identify the elements suitable for the electrical transmission lines. That means from the EB board and all, from the transformer lines we are getting the current, right? What type of wire they are using? Either they are going along with aluminum or copper? Aluminum. That means our answer for the third one, it is going to be aluminum. Justify your answer in the sense the resistance of alloy is, aluminum is going to be less.